my most efficient way to get dressed, and it goes like this: underwear, deodorant, undershirt, shirt, socks, pants, belt, shoes.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
Believe it or not, I'm going to teach you how to get dressed today. I want to pause here and remind you that we are sponsored by ANOW software. ANOW, of course, is the software that I use to manage everything, folks, in my appraisal office. You should be as well. Check them out. Go to anow.com. That's ANOW.com. All right, folks, let's talk through. They say the most important things in life are learned in kindergarten, right? Let's go back to kindergarten for just a little bit. I want to share with you the most efficient way to get dressed today, and we might tie that into appraisal after the break. Okay, when I get dressed, I just want to imagine yourself. Now, don't try really hard, okay? This could go down the wrong road very quickly, but I want you to imagine you're completely, you just got out of the shower. You're stark naked. Maybe you have a wedding ring on, nothing else. You are in your birthday suit. What have I done? I want you to imagine that you're about to get dressed. Now, some of the things you've got to do are, put on deodorant, underwear, shirts, pants, shoes, socks, hopefully not in that order. In fact, let's talk about order for just a moment, all right? And I want to just talk through the most efficient way to get dressed. Now, other opinions might be out there, but I have strong opinions on this particular subject. Number one, you got to put the underwear on, right? That's number one. Underwear is on. What's next? I think, personally, if you have not done so already, the deodorant goes on next, okay? And there's a reason for that. I don't want to put deodorant on after I put on a shirt. It doesn't make any sense. Because I either got to go in through the collar, which stretches out my collar, or I got to go up underneath the shirt, which, you always run a risk that you can, you'll get deodorant on your shirt. Now, by the way, there is a method to this madness, and there also is a madness to the method, meaning, depending on what type of shirt I'm going to wear that day, if it is a t-shirt that is not a white t-shirt, I might actually put the deodorant on second. And the reason for that is when you bunch up your t-shirt and put it over your head, if you just have freshly new deodorant put on, it might actually get on the outside of your shirt, which is super embarrassing. But I'm imagining that we're going to wear a button-down shirt today. In fact, underneath that is going to be a white t-shirt, and there's really no fear whether I get the deodorant on that white t-shirt or not. Nobody is going to see it. So number one, underwear goes on. Number two, okay, follow me, deodorant. Number three is the undershirt. Now, there's a reason that the undershirt goes on next, because I tuck my undershirt. I'm giving way too much information here. I typically tuck my white undershirt into my boxers, okay? Oh, 5 years of doing the podcast, and here we are. I tuck my undershirt into my boxers, and then my button shirt goes on over top. Now, I've been made fun of a little bit by my mastermind students, mostly those that see me frequently, and they say, Dustin, do you only own blue button-down Stafford shirts? And the answer is yes. That's all I own. All right. There's a reason for that as well. So the shirt goes on after the undershirt. And by the way, there's a reason that I don't put the pants on and then the shirt, because I tuck my shirt, my button-down shirt, into my pants. It's easier to tuck the pants around the shirt rather than tuck the shirt into the pants. Are you following me? Right? In fact, before my pants go on, my socks go on. So keep this in mind. I'm standing there. Please don't think very hard on this. I'm standing there in boxers and white undershirt and the blue button-down shirt. So the white shirt is tucked into my boxers. And this is really hard to do with a straight face. And then my blue shirt goes on over top first, then my socks. Now follow me on this. Most people would say put the pants on first, sit down on the side of your bed and put your socks on. But check this out. If you do it that way, you are going to have to pull up your pant legs. Folks, that is not efficient, all right? It's easier to put the socks on first without long pants on. Then you put the pants on over top the socks, okay? And you don't have to roll up your pant legs in order to pull the socks up. Then the belt, and very last, the shoes. I want to pause here and remind you that we are sponsored by ANOW software. ANOW is the software that I use to be efficient in my office. We're talking about efficiencies today, if you haven't caught on yet. Talking about efficiencies today, and ANOW is one of those efficiencies that I use in my office. It is technology that helps me to be, well, a better appraiser, a better business owner. And remember, you put your CEO hat on first, and then the technician or the appraiser hat goes on afterwards. Not at the same time, but CEO's got to go first. ANOW helps you to be the CEO of your company. Find out more by going to anow.com. Again, it's ANOW as in appraisersnow.com. All right, folks, welcome back to the program. I'm teaching you how to get dressed today. I'm teaching you the most efficient way to get dressed. Now, some of you might argue with some of those little steps and might say, well, Dustin, come on, really? I mean, I think there's a better way to do this. And frankly, I welcome that. Give me feedback. I love discussions on the podcast. Please let me know where I'm wrong. But I just shared with you what I feel for a standard appraisal day, okay, my most efficient way to get dressed. And it goes like this: underwear, deodorant, undershirt, shirt, socks, pants, belt, shoes. Got it? Do I need to go over it again? Okay, you got it. All right, Dustin, why are you sharing this? Because, folks, we have talked here for over 5 years about what it means to run a business. And when it comes down to it, it is, I don't care, you can argue with me all day long, right? The reason we do what we do is not money, but money has got to be a big part of it. Otherwise, you're out of business. And money comes down to efficiencies, and efficiencies come down to steps. Steps are all about procedures and the way that you do things. Let me give you an example, and I'm not going to tell you which one to do. But do you pull comps before or after the inspection? Now, I've heard arguments on both sides, and frankly, they're great arguments. I won't tell you today what I do, but do you pull comps before or after the inspection? How do you schedule yourself? How do you keep from going and playing what I call the Walmart trick? Doesn't matter how well I plan my trip to Walmart. And by the way, I hate Walmart. Does not matter how well I plan that trip. I'm going to go across that store more than once. I'll be in the food section, and then I'll be over in the toy section, and then I'll be back to the food section because I forgot something over there, right? Is that the way you do your comp photos? Is that the way you do your scheduling? Or do you have a more efficient and effective way to do it? Folks, the purpose of today's episode is not to teach you how to get dressed, though that is how I portrayed it. That's how it was marketed. I want you to think through how you do things in your office. Now, I know you might be thinking about the first part of this episode and say, Dustin, you really plan out the way you get dressed? And honestly, I am that geeky. Yes, I do. I don't always follow those steps step by step, but for the most part, I think I do. I'm about efficiency. All right, I'll just tell you, there's a reason I wear a button-down blue shirt every day, and it's almost every day. Unless it's the weekend, I might just wear a t-shirt. If it's summer, I might wear some shorts. But every day, I am wearing khaki pants and a blue button-down shirt every day. And here's the reason why. I don't have to think about it. It's one less decision that I got to, oh, come on, Dustin, really? It takes you that long to decide what clothes you're going to wear? No, it doesn't. It's one less decision that I have to make. As a business owner, I'm making decisions all day long, and I don't want to have to worry about them over and over and over again. You all know that I have the extreme privilege and blessing of coaching appraisers. In fact, I did 2 coach calls just this morning, and it made me think about this process. And I thought, what are some other things in our lives that we plan out? It is so interesting for me to talk to other appraisers and listen to the ways that they do things, or, as the case may be, don't do things. There are many appraisers out there that don't have a plan, and that's okay. You don't need to be embarrassed if you want to come to me for coaching and say, Dustin, I don't have a clue, teach me. That's actually pretty standard, and we can work with that. That's okay. Many appraisal business owners, okay, let's put this in a little bit of a different light, don't always have a rhyme to their reason. Don't always have a procedure. Folks, it is very poignant, whether you want to admit it or not. And I know I've received lots of disdain for saying what I'm about to say. I've said it before. I've blogged about it, and I've had many evil comments come back my direction, which is fine. I can take it. I got tough skin. But appraisals are pretty much the same. There really is an assembly line. Dustin, what are you talking about? Every appraisal is different. It's unique. That's why we need appraisers. You start saying that kind of stuff, and AVMs will just work because they're all just I've heard it, okay? What I'm talking about, folks, just settle down, simmer down. It's okay. What I'm talking about is that almost every appraisal has a process that you go through. Yes, it's unique. Yes, the comps are going to be different for this than that, but you still have comps. Yes, this is a drive-by. This is an inspection, but you still have to go to the property. There's still step by step by step by step. When was the last time? And ask yourself this question honestly. When was the last time you sat down and worked on it, not in it, meaning you sat down and said, are my steps, is my assembly line as efficient as it could be? Am I putting on my shirt before I put on my deodorant? Folks, if you want this kind of talk, these kind of tips and tricks and ideas and thoughts and procedures even, I share with you very openly in my All-Star team, both in the newsletter and right now we're in the process of just finishing up. In the next couple weeks, we'll be finished up with our third part in a 3-part series all about hacks, tips, and tricks to be a more efficient appraiser business owner. Hope you'll join me by going to theappraisercoach.com/memberships and join us in the All-Star team.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.
You can find out more by going down to A Now.